A lot of people might recognise this intro. Or they might have used the popular game distribution software Steam. But I can guarantee you that half as many don't know about its creator Valve, or its founders.
Gave me when Mike Harrington met Jemila time working at Microsoft. Harrington helped develop Windows NT, which has some underlying features that are still being used today. New helped develop Microsoft's Windows first 3 operating systems. Not only that, but he was tasked to port id Software's 1993 FPS hit Doom for Windows 95. They both left Microsoft in 1996 to start their own company, Valve. Valve's debut game was Half-Life, released in 1998. It was a smash hit. The story-based FPS game featured a story more akin to a movie, but the sheer fact there was indeed a game, and a 3D one at that, guaranteed the success of the game. He plays Gordon Freeman, a scientist at Black Mesa Research Facility. An experiment goes wrong, and aliens from another dimension start attacking the site. Upon reaching the surface, he discovers that soldiers have been tasked to sweep the incident under the rug and told to kill humans and aliens alike. The story was revolutionary for the time, and the game received critical acclaim. In 1996, TF Software released a mod for the game Trigg. The game is a team-based FPS game, and a standalone sequel was in development before Robin Walker and his team were approached by Valve to develop it for the Valve's Gold Source engine. In Half-Life's 1.1 update, what is known as Team Fortress 1.5 released, featuring new models, guns, and maps. Team Fortress Classic, as it's known now, was well received by critics, and even more so by fans of Half-Life since the game grew with update 1.1. The next game was a mod for Half-Life. It was the FPS game Counter-Strike. The first beta released in 1999, featuring 4 maps, 9 weapons, and a hostage scenario. In Counter-Strike, you either play as terrorists or counter-terrorists. In April 2000, Valve announced that a Half-Life patch would include Counter-Strike. Its fourth beta included its most popular game mode, Bomb Defusal.
In March 2002, Valve introduced Steam, a digital storefront where you can easily buy and update Valve's games at the Game Developers Conference, and later they released their first beta. Steam launched in 2003 and in 2004. A long-awaited sequel to Half-Life, titled Half-Life 2, big surprise, be released on Steam, requiring Steam to purchase it in retail. Half-Life 2 continues the journey of Dr. Freeman, sent out of stasis to eliminate the remaining aliens which have enslaved humanity. The game introduces many key and popular characters like Eli Vance, Wallace Breen, and a fan favourite Alex Vance. The game, much like its predecessor, was a total smash hit. In between game releases, Valve was porting their older games to their new in-house game engine Source. But I'll get back to that soon. Following the release of Day of Defeat, Source Valve released an expansion to Half-Life 2 called Lost Coast. But after that, a year later, Valve releases Half-Life 2 Episode 1, which takes place directly after the events of Half-Life 2, where you, Gordon Freeman, must escape City 17. The game, as other than Half-Life installments, received mostly positive reviews. The 2000s are the decade for Half-Life, especially coming into the late 2000s, particularly in 2007 with the release of
The Orange Box, released in 2007 for Windows and the Xbox 360, featuring 5 games. Half-Life 2 Episode 2, which continues the story of Gordon Freeman, Adi and Alex Vance try to escape and fight the Combine, and to try to call for reinforcements following the events of Episode 1. All other Half-Life 2 installments were included. The other games debuted in the Orange Box went on to great success. Those games are a long-awaited sequel of Team Fortress, titled Team Fortress 2. The game has a revamped art style with new maps and weapons. The classes remain the same, but have new models to fit the cartoon style. I managed to get an interview with the voice actor for one of these 9 classes, Sniper. Meet John Patrick Lowrie.
How you approach to work on Team Fortress 2?
I'm sorry?
How you approached to work on Team Fortress 2?
How I approached the work. Okay, so how how an audition works for a video game is they will send you some artwork of what the character looks like, and they'll send you a description of how they think the character is and what kind of person he is, and then they'll send you some lines. And
That was a bit of insight from the voice behind the game's infamous not Ozzy. The other new game went on to become the most iconic, introducing an even more famous character, which I also had the pleasure of interviewing the voice actress behind. The game is Portal. Valve hired Nuclear Monkey Software after discovering a DigiPen pilot project called Nambacular Drop, and Gabe Newell himself hired them on the spot. They developed the game in what we see today, a game which involves you having to escape a test facility using a gun that makes portals, before defeating the evil robot GLaDOS. The game went on to become legendary, and the character of GLaDOS became a standout character, mostly due to the amazing voice work by Ellen McLain. Here's a snippet of the interview I had with Ellen.
How did you get started with voice acting?
Finally, in 2002, my wonderful husband, John Patrick Lowrie, made me get a voice demo. And I got an agent and I got auditions, and I pretty immediately started to get voice work, even though I had poo-pooed the idea for decades. So I didn't get a voice demo until I was 50.
Tom, would you like to do question 3?